Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine holding that winning lottery ticket in your hand. Feel its texture, see the numbers, hear the excitement in the voices around you. Now ask yourself, how would you feel if you already won? Would you walk differently, breathe differently, speak with more confidence? You see, wealth is not something you chase, it is something you assume. The world you see is only a reflection of your consciousness. If you believe you are struggling, you will find proof of it everywhere. But if you accept right now that you are wealthy, the world will conspire to prove you right. Do not wait for the numbers to match before you claim your abundance. A lottery winner does not try to be rich, they know they are rich. And so should you. How? By walking, talking, and thinking as if your fortune has already arrived. Stop measuring your wealth by what you see in your bank account. That is a shadow of old thoughts. Shift your inner dialogue. Say to yourself, I am financially free. Money flows effortlessly to me. I am living my dream life. Feel the weight of financial burdens lifting, the ease of limitless choices. Doubt will come, but doubt is only the past trying to hold on. Ignore it. You are not a beggar hoping for riches. You are the creator of wealth itself. The moment you embody the feeling of already having won, you activate unseen forces that will shape reality in your favor. So today, make a decision. Not to wait, not to hope, but to become. Assume the state of the winner and watch as life bends to confirm what you have already accepted as true. You have won. Now live as if you know it. The reality you experience is nothing more than a mirror of your internal world. Every belief you hold, every assumption you accept, and every thought you entertain shapes the circumstances of your life. You may look at your current financial situation and believe that your wealth or lack thereof is determined by external factors, your job, the economy, or even luck. But this is an illusion. Wealth does not begin in your bank account. It begins in your mind. If you wish to see abundance reflected in your world, you must first cultivate the consciousness of abundance within yourself. Consider for a moment the nature of your daily thoughts. Do you wake up feeling wealthy, expecting financial opportunities to flow effortlessly into your life? Or do you rise with a sense of worry, wondering how you will make ends meet? This habitual state of mind determines the quality of your experiences. The person who constantly dwells on scarcity unknowingly perpetuates it, while the one who assumes wealth, even in the absence of physical proof, sets in motion the forces that will bring it to pass. The world is not happening to you, it is happening through you. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, you are the cause of them. Everything you see, from the money in your pocket to the opportunities that come your way, is a direct reflection of your dominant mental state. If you wish to change the reflection, you must change the source. If your thoughts are filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, your world will mirror those conditions. But if you fill your mind with certainty, gratitude, and expectation of abundance, your reality will shift accordingly. There are those who believe that financial success comes only to the lucky or the privileged. Yet, if you study those who have created wealth, you will find a common thread. They possessed an unwavering belief in their own prosperity long before they ever saw evidence of it. They did not wait for proof before feeling wealthy. They assumed it as truth and allowed the world to confirm their assumption. This is the great secret. The outer world conforms to the inner world, not the other way around. You must begin to think of yourself as already wealthy. Feel it in your being. Embody the confidence, the ease, and the freedom that comes with financial abundance. If you had all the money you could ever need, how would you carry yourself? How would you speak? How would you make decisions? Begin acting as if you already possess the wealth you desire, and you will set in motion unseen forces that will bring it into reality. Doubt may arise, whispering that you are merely pretending, that you are deceiving yourself. But understand this. Every belief you hold today was once an assumption that you repeated until it became your truth. Why not consciously choose beliefs that serve you? If you persist in the assumption of wealth, it will harden into fact. This is not about ignoring reality. It is about recognizing that reality is fluid, shaped by consciousness, and that you have the power to mold it. Do not wait for external validation before accepting your wealth. Declare it now. Accept it now. Feel it now. The moment you do, your world will begin to shift. The opportunities will appear, the right connections will be made, and financial abundance will find its way to you. You are not meant to struggle. You are not meant to live in lack. You are meant to experience the fullness of life, and that begins with your own assumption of wealth. Change your inner world and your outer world will follow. It is law. The secret to manifesting anything in life, whether it be wealth, love, health, or success, lies not in effort or struggle, but in feeling. Feeling is the language of creation, the bridge between imagination and reality. What you consistently feel in your heart and mind shapes the world around you. If you desire wealth, you must first cultivate the feeling of being wealthy, regardless of your current circumstances. This may seem counterintuitive to those who have been conditioned to believe that external change must come first, but the truth is that the outer world is only a reflection of the inner state. Most people wait for evidence before allowing themselves to feel a certain way. They wait for money in their bank account before they feel financially secure. They wait for recognition before they feel successful. And they wait for love before they feel worthy. But this is a backwards approach. The law of manifestation operates in the opposite manner. You must first embody the feeling of your desire fulfilled, and only then will the external world shift to match it. Think of it like tuning a radio. If you want to listen to a specific station, you must first set the dial to the correct frequency. You do not wait for the station to play randomly. You deliberately align yourself with it. Similarly, in life, you must tune yourself to the frequency of wealth before wealth can appear in your reality. This tuning happens through feeling, by immersing yourself in the emotional state of already having what you seek. When you feel wealthy, you begin to think, act, and make decisions from a place of abundance. Your energy shifts, your confidence increases, and you naturally attract opportunities that align with this new state of being. Those who struggle financially often reinforce their struggles by constantly feeling anxious, desperate, or unworthy of wealth. Their emotions create a self-fulfilling cycle, keeping them trapped in lack. But the moment they break free from this cycle and assume the feeling of financial ease, the outer world begins to rearrange itself in accordance with their new belief. To manifest wealth, one must go beyond mere thoughts and affirmations. While repeating "I am rich" may be helpful, it will not produce results unless it is accompanied by genuine feeling. Words without emotion are empty, but words charged with belief and conviction have the power to reshape reality. The key is to immerse yourself so deeply in the feeling of abundance that it becomes your natural state, regardless of external conditions. Imagine for a moment that you already possess immense wealth. Close your eyes and feel the sense of freedom, security, and joy that comes with financial abundance. How does it feel to know that all your needs are met, that you can give generously, travel freely, and live without limitations? The more vividly you can experience this feeling, the more powerful your manifestation will be. This is not daydreaming, it is the conscious practice of aligning yourself with the reality you wish to create. Some may ask, how can I feel wealthy when my current reality shows otherwise? The answer is simple. The same way you feel fear before something bad happens, the same way you feel excitement before a joyous event. Your body and mind respond to what you focus on, whether it is real or imagined. Use this power intentionally. Train yourself to dwell in the emotions of abundance, and the physical evidence will follow. The greatest mistake people make in manifesting wealth is allowing their current circumstances to dictate their feelings. They check their bank balance, feel disappointed, and reinforce the cycle of lack. But the moment you shift your inner state and persist in the feeling of already being wealthy, the external world will have no choice but to conform. It is law. Feel it first, and it must be. Your current financial state is not permanent. It is not a fixed reality, but a reflection of past thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that you have unconsciously accepted as true. The world you see around you is nothing more than a shadow, a projection of your inner state. Just as a shadow cannot exist without an object casting it, your financial situation cannot exist without the beliefs and emotions that sustain it. If you continue to focus on what appears to be lack, you will unknowingly reinforce and perpetuate it. But the moment you detach from this illusion and shift your consciousness, the external world must follow. Many people live in a cycle of financial struggle because they believe what their senses tell them. They look at their bank account, at their bills, at their current limitations, and they conclude that this is their reality. But what they fail to understand is that reality is fluid, ever-changing, and shaped by consciousness. The only thing keeping financial lack in place is the belief that it is real and unchangeable. The moment you stop identifying with lack, it begins to dissolve. Think of a person who constantly says, "I never have enough money," or "making money is hard." These statements are not just words, they are declarations of belief. And because belief shapes experience, their world must reflect these assumptions. They struggle not because life is difficult, but because they have unknowingly accepted struggle as their truth. If this same person were to shift their assumption to believe and feel that financial abundance flows to them effortlessly, everything in their life would begin to rearrange itself to align with this new inner reality. Detaching from the illusion of lack does not mean ignoring your current situation or pretending it does not exist. Rather, it means recognizing that what you see today is merely the effect of past thinking. It is old news. If you want a different future, you must stop reacting to the present as if it is set in stone. The present is only a manifestation of where your mind has been. It is not where your mind must stay. Instead of fixating on financial struggle, place your attention on abundance. Begin to see yourself as wealthy, not in some distant future, but now. Feel the relief, the ease, the joy of financial freedom. Do not concern yourself with how it will happen. Your only task is to assume the feeling of already having it. When you do, the world will begin to shift in ways you could not have predicted. This is the secret that separates those who thrive from those who struggle. Those who thrive refuse to be bound by appearances. They understand that reality is shaped from within, not from without. They act as if they already possess the wealth they desire, and in doing so, they call it into being. They do not wait for proof before they believe. They believe first, and the proof follows. Doubt may creep in and tell you that you are only imagining things, that your financial situation is real and cannot change. But understand this: everything you have ever manifested, whether good or bad, began as an assumption in your mind. If you have created lack unconsciously, you can just as easily create abundance consciously. The power has always been yours. Detach from the illusion of lack. Stop giving it attention, stop speaking of it, and stop identifying with it. Assume the state of wealth. Embody it and let the world reflect your new truth. Change the cause, your inner state, and the effect your financial reality must follow. It is law. Most people live their lives moving toward their desires, always reaching, hoping, and waiting for the day when their dreams will finally become reality. But this approach keeps the dream just out of reach, always something that will happen in the future rather than something that exists now. The key to manifestation is not in striving toward a goal, but in living as though it is already accomplished. You must assume the feeling of your desire fulfilled and dwell in that state as if it were your present reality. Consider a lottery winner. The moment they receive confirmation that they have won, their entire state of being changes. They no longer wish to be wealthy, they know they are. Their thoughts, actions, and emotions shift instantly because their assumption has changed. Even before they receive the money, before they cash in the ticket, they already feel different. The certainty of their wealth is what alters their reality, not the external event itself, but their inner knowing. This is how you must live. You must see yourself as the person who already possesses what you desire. You are not striving towards success. You are already successful. You are not working to become wealthy. You are already wealthy. When you assume this mindset, the world begins to conform to your new belief. Your thoughts, actions, and decisions naturally align with your assumption, and soon physical evidence follows. The greatest mistake people make in manifesting wealth is placing their desire in the future. They say, one day I'll be rich, or I'm working toward financial freedom. But by framing it in this way, they reinforce the idea that they do not yet have it. And what you affirm as true in your consciousness must be reflected in your world. When you think in terms of the future, your wealth remains in the future. But when you think and feel as though it is already yours, you bring it into the present. How do you embody this mindset? Start by asking yourself, if you were already wealthy, how would you feel? How would you carry yourself? How would you speak? What kind of decisions would you make? Would you stress over small expenses, or would you feel relaxed and confident in your financial security? Would you worry about lack, or would you trust that money flows to you effortlessly? By aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the version of you who is already financially free, you shift your reality from the inside out. This does not mean recklessly spending money you do not have or pretending to be rich in a superficial way. It means internally embodying the certainty of abundance. It means adopting the peace, confidence, and mindset of someone who knows that they are supported, that opportunities are endless, and that wealth is their natural state. When you fully step into this feeling, you no longer need to force or chase outcomes. Instead, you become a magnet for prosperity. You may wonder, but how can I believe I am wealthy when my bank account says otherwise? The answer is simple. The outer world is always a reflection of past beliefs. If you continue to react to what you see now, you will only perpetuate it. But the moment you stop identifying with lack and instead embody the wealth you desire, your circumstances must shift to match your new assumption. Reality cannot help but conform to the consciousness that creates it. This is why the most powerful way to manifest wealth, or anything in life, is to live from the end, not toward it. Do not wait for conditions to change before you feel successful. Feel it now. Own it now. Walk through life as though you already have all that you desire, and the world will adjust to make it so. When you embody the feeling of already being wealthy, you are no longer wishing for abundance. You are living in it. And when you live in it, it must appear. Your words are not just expressions of thought. They are creative forces shaping the reality you experience. Every word you speak, every thought you entertain sets a course for your life. When you speak of lack, you affirm lack. When you speak of abundance, you affirm abundance. The universe does not respond to wishful thinking, it responds to conviction. It reflects what you repeatedly declare as true. Many people unknowingly keep themselves trapped in financial struggle simply by the words they use. They say, I can't afford that, or money doesn't come easily to me, or I hope I win the lottery someday. These statements seem harmless, but they reveal an underlying belief in limitation. Every time you say, I can't afford this, you are reinforcing the idea that wealth is out of reach, that your financial situation is beyond your control, and so reality obliges, ensuring that you continue to experience what you affirm. Contrast this with someone who speaks only in abundance. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, they say, money flows to me effortlessly and I choose how to use it. Instead of saying, I hope I win, they declare, wealth is inevitable for me. They do not beg for prosperity or wish for success. They assume it is fact. They do not speak of struggle, they speak of certainty. And because their words affirm their inner conviction, life arranges itself to match their belief. Your subconscious mind is always listening. It takes your words as instruction and works tirelessly to manifest whatever you repeatedly declare. This is why it is critical to eliminate all speech that reinforces scarcity. You must become deeply aware of the words you use, catching yourself whenever you slip into old patterns of doubt, and replacing those words with declarations of abundance. It is not enough to simply avoid negative speech. You must actively replace it with affirmations of wealth and prosperity. Say, I am financially free, even if your bank account does not yet reflect it. Say, money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, even if you do not yet see the evidence. Say, opportunities flow effortlessly into my life, even if none seem visible. Speak as though your wealth is already here, and soon the world will conform to your assumption. This is not wishful thinking, it is the law of consciousness. Everything in your external world begins within you. When you repeatedly affirm a truth, you condition your mind to accept it. And once it is accepted as fact, it must manifest in your experience. The world cannot help but give you what you persistently declare as true. Some will say, "But isn't it dishonest to say I am wealthy when I am not?" The truth is, you are always telling a story about yourself, whether intentionally or not. Every time you say I am broke, you are speaking something into existence. If you must tell a story, why not tell one that serves you? Why not declare what you want rather than what you do not want? The only difference between those who thrive and those who struggle is the story they choose to affirm. Begin now. Become conscious of your words. Remove all language that implies lack, struggle, or uncertainty. Speak only in abundance and certainty and prosperity. Say, "Wealth is mine," and let that be the only truth you accept. When doubt arises, refuse to give it voice. When worry creeps in, replace it with declarations of security. The more you speak in abundance, the more natural it becomes. And as it becomes natural, it becomes reality. Your words hold immense power. They are the seeds of your future. Plant only the seeds of prosperity and watch as abundance becomes inevitable. Once you have assumed the state of wealth, the most powerful thing you can do is let go. Do not concern yourself with the how, the when, or the path through which it will come. The moment you attempt to force or control the process, you are telling the universe that you do not truly believe in your wealth. You are affirming doubt rather than certainty. But when you trust, when you release the need to micromanage, the universe rearranges itself to fulfill your assumption in ways far greater than you could have planned. This is where most people struggle. They assume the feeling of wealth, they visualize, they affirm, but then they begin to question, what if it doesn't happen? What if I'm doing this wrong? Maybe I should try something else. These thoughts are born from a place of fear and uncertainty, and the moment they take root, the manifestation is delayed. Doubt is a signal that you are still attached to the external world rather than trusting in the unseen reality already set in motion. The truth is, your work is not to figure out how it will happen. Your work is to persist in the feeling that it is already done. The how is not your concern. It is the work of the unseen forces that shape reality. When you assume the state of wealth and trust completely, the right ideas, people, and circumstances naturally flow into your life. You do not need to chase, force, or struggle. Everything aligns to reflect your inner conviction. Look at nature. The river does not force its way to the ocean, it flows. The tree does not struggle to grow. It unfolds effortlessly. The same intelligence that governs the universe is at work in your life. Trust that the same effortless unfolding applies to your wealth. The moment you assume the state of prosperity, forces beyond your awareness begin orchestrating events to make it real. Your only task is to remain faithful to your assumption and let go of the need to interfere. Letting go does not mean doing nothing. It means acting from a place of inner knowing rather than fear. A person who knows they are wealthy does not check their bank account every hour, worrying about whether money will come. They move through life with confidence, making decisions from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. When an opportunity arises, they act on it, not out of desperation, but out of alignment with the wealth they know is theirs. This is the essence of trust. It is the ability to remain unshaken in the face of what appears to be delay or contradiction. If you plant a seed, you do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You water it, give it sunlight, and trust that beneath the surface, growth is happening. The same principle applies to your desires. Once you have planted the seed of wealth in your consciousness, do not disrupt it with worry or impatience. Trust that it is unfolding in perfect timing. Some may ask, but what if nothing happens? That question itself is the obstacle. It reveals a lack of belief. When you truly trust, you do not ask if it will happen, you know it is already set in motion. The moment you assume it is fact, reality must conform. The universe cannot contradict the consciousness that created it. Let go of the need to control. Release the habit of questioning. Step into the state of knowing. When you trust completely, you move beyond doubt, beyond resistance, beyond struggle. Wealth does not come to those who chase it. It flows effortlessly to those who know it is already theirs. Everything begins within you. The wealth you seek is not found in the external world. It is born in your consciousness. When you assume the feeling of abundance, speak only in prosperity, and release the illusion of lack, the world must rearrange itself to match your inner conviction. There is no need to chase, force, or struggle. You are not hoping for wealth, you are embodying it now. Trust in the unseen, let go of doubt, live from the end, and allow the universe to do its work. Wealth flows to those who know it is already theirs. When you fully embrace this truth, prosperity becomes inevitable. Thank you for listening. Now, go forward and claim what has always been yours. Close your eyes. For a moment, silence the outer world and step into the kingdom within. Here you are free to be anything, have anything, experience anything. Now ask yourself, how does it feel to be a millionaire? Not how to become one, but how it feels to already be one. What does your life look like? What do you wake up to? Where do you go? What do you wear? Who do you associate with? Allow these images to flood your mind, but more importantly, let the feelings sink into your being. Wealth is not numbers in a bank account. It is not physical possessions. It is a state of being, a consciousness you must assume before it becomes tangible. Do you walk with the confidence of a millionaire? Do you speak with the certainty of one who has already arrived? Or do you allow the illusion of lack to dictate your belief? If you desire to manifest riches, you must first remove yourself from the mindset of wanting. For to want something is to affirm that you do not have it. Instead, be it now. Live as though your wealth is already secured, not by reckless spending or empty displays, but by the calm assurance that you are already aligned with abundance. Understand this. The world outside is only a reflection of the world within. If you see yourself as struggling, lacking, or chasing wealth, your reality will mirror that. But if you can persist in the assumption that you are already a millionaire, without a shred of doubt, then the world will have no choice but to conform to that belief. Detach from how it will happen. That is not your concern. The unseen forces will move in ways you cannot predict, bringing opportunities, ideas, and connections that will materialize your assumption into reality. But you must remain firm in the feeling. Every day rise with the certainty that you are wealthy. Every action you take should be done from the standpoint of already being a millionaire. You will notice the shift, the way the world responds to you, the doors that open effortlessly, the synchronicities that guide you. So begin now. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances improve, not when you have proof. Now, feel the wealth within, walk in its reality, and soon the world will bow to the power of your assumption. It is already done. The greatest secret to transforming your life lies in a simple yet profound truth. You must assume the feeling of wealth before it materializes in your physical world. This is not mere wishful thinking, nor is it blind optimism. It is the divine law of consciousness. Whatever you deeply accept as true within yourself must eventually reflect in your outer reality. Most people believe that wealth is something to be acquired through external effort alone. They chase money, work tirelessly, and yet remain trapped in a cycle of scarcity because they have never changed their fundamental state of being. They continue to see themselves as struggling, as lacking, as someone who wants to be rich but is not yet wealthy. And this very state of wanting affirms that they do not have. The world outside of you is nothing but a mirror of your inner world. It does not create, it reflects. If you see yourself as poor, as someone who has to fight and strive for financial success, your circumstances will arrange themselves to confirm this assumption. If, however, you shift your inner state to one of already having, already being, already living in wealth, then reality has no choice but to conform to this new self-concept. So what does it truly mean to assume the feeling of wealth? It means to live from the end result, to dwell in the certainty that you are already rich, regardless of what your physical senses may tell you. It is not about pretending, nor is it about reckless spending in an attempt to act rich. Rather, it is a quiet, unwavering confidence, a deep inner knowing that wealth is already yours. When you assume a state, you no longer question it. You no longer seek evidence. You no longer wonder when or how it will happen. If a billionaire loses everything today, he does not panic. He does not worry. He simply rebuilds, because his wealth is not in his bank account, it is in his consciousness. He assumes success as his natural state, and so it must return to him. This is the shift you must make. Begin to see yourself as already wealthy. Walk as though you are a person of financial ease. Speak with the confidence of one who never doubts his prosperity. If an opportunity arises, take it with the certainty that you are deserving of abundance. If an expense appears, handle it with the assurance that money flows to you effortlessly. The key is to immerse yourself in the feeling of already being where you desire to be. What would it feel like to wake up knowing that your wealth is secure? How would you move through the day if you had unlimited financial resources? How would you think, speak, and act? Capture that feeling and make it your dwelling place. Many will argue, but my reality says otherwise. And to that I say, your reality is only the reflection of your past assumptions. Do not be deceived by what appears in the present moment. Instead, hold firm to the new state, knowing that persistence in assumption will harden into fact. This is where most fail. They waver. One day they feel abundant, the next they fall into doubt. They allow the outside world to dictate their belief rather than holding fast to the unseen reality. But those who persist, those who remain unwavering in their assumption of wealth, will find that the world will eventually bend to reflect their new inner state. There is no force outside of you that determines your financial destiny. No economy, no circumstance, no background can limit you once you assume the feeling of wealth. The only limitations exist in your mind, and once those dissolve, you become unstoppable. So begin now, close your eyes, and step into the consciousness of a millionaire. Feel it deeply, live in it, trust it, and soon the world will align to make it so. The key to transforming your life into one of abundance is not to wish, hope, or long for wealth, but to live as if you already possess it. This is the secret that separates those who merely desire riches from those who experience them. The moment you shift from wanting to being, your reality must conform to your new state. Most people make the mistake of constantly chasing their desires. They think about money as something outside of themselves, something they must earn, win, or attract through effort. This mindset keeps them stuck in a cycle of longing, always reinforcing the idea that wealth is something distant, something they do not yet have. But desire alone does not create, assumption does. You must step into the feeling of already having what you seek, embodying the state of wealth in your thoughts, emotions. Imagine for a moment that you are already a millionaire. How does your day unfold? What are the first thoughts that enter your mind upon waking? Do you worry about bills, stress about making ends meet, or doubt whether money will come? Or do you wake up with a sense of ease, knowing that financial abundance is your natural state? The person who is truly wealthy does not obsess over money. They trust its presence, knowing it is always available to them. They do not ask, how will I afford this? Instead, they assume that everything they need is already provided. To live from the end means that you no longer act like someone who is striving for riches. Instead, you move through life as someone who already possesses them. You speak with confidence, not hesitation. You make decisions from a place of certainty, not fear. You carry yourself with the quiet assurance of one who knows that their wealth is secured, regardless of temporary fluctuations in their bank account. This does not mean reckless spending or pretending to be something you are not. It means aligning your inner world with the reality you wish to experience. You may not yet see millions in your bank account, but if you hold the inner conviction that you are already financially abundant, the outer world will begin to reflect that belief. Opportunities will arise, doors will open, and circumstances will shift to support your assumption. Many people fail because they look for evidence before believing. They say, "I will feel rich once I have money." But this is backward thinking. You must first feel rich within, and only then will wealth manifest externally. Your subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is vividly imagined. If you persist in the assumption of being wealthy, your subconscious will accept it as truth and reality must follow. Begin now. Walk as if you are already the person you desire to be. Adjust your inner dialogue, eliminate thoughts of scarcity and replace them with affirmations of abundance. Speak as though money is never an issue. Make choices as someone who trusts their financial security. Carry yourself with the confidence of a millionaire, and soon the world will reflect that image back to you. The shift happens the moment you stop waiting for wealth and start living as if it is already yours. Do not ask when or how it will come. Simply assume that it already has. Maintain this state unwaveringly, and reality will have no choice but to conform. The world does not create your wealth, you do, by living from the end. One of the greatest obstacles to manifesting wealth is the need to control how it will come. The human mind, conditioned by years of logic and limitation, constantly asks, how will the money arrive? From what source? When will it come? This obsession with the process is what keeps most people stuck in a state of lack. The truth is, your role is not to figure out the how. Your only responsibility is to assume the feeling of already being wealthy and allow the unseen forces to arrange the means. The moment you concern yourself with how money will manifest, you introduce doubt. You begin to analyze, strategize, and question whether your goal is realistic. This mental interference disrupts the natural flow of abundance. The more you try to control the process, the more resistance you create. The universe does not need your help in orchestrating the details. It only requires your unwavering belief in the end result. Think of a gardener planting a seed. Once the seed is in the soil, does he constantly dig it up to check on its growth? No. He trusts that the process is taking place beneath the surface, even though he cannot see it. He waters it, gives it sunlight, and simply waits. He does not worry about how the roots will spread or when the plant will sprout. He knows it will happen in its own time. This is the same faith you must have in your financial abundance. You plant the seed of wealth in your consciousness, nurture it with belief, and trust that the unseen forces are working to bring it into reality. Most people get stuck in scarcity because they focus too much on their current circumstances. They say, "I don't see the money yet, so how can I believe it's coming?" But reality does not work in this way. Your present situation is nothing more than a reflection of your past assumptions. If you keep fixating on what is missing, you are only reinforcing the very lack you wish to escape. Instead, shift your focus to the feeling of already having. Live in the end result. Carry yourself as someone who is already financially free. The moment you stop obsessing over the method and surrender to the knowing that it is done, the way will reveal itself. Abundance flows effortlessly to those who do not resist it. The wealthiest people in the world do not wake up questioning how money will come. They operate from a state of expectation. They trust that opportunities, ideas, and resources will naturally appear. This is not luck. It is a deep-seated belief that wealth is already theirs. Your subconscious mind is the bridge between your inner assumption and the external world. Once you impress upon it the idea that you are wealthy, it will guide you to the right actions, people, and circumstances. But it does so in ways you cannot predict. Money can come through unexpected business opportunities, investments, gifts, promotion, or even ideas that lead to massive financial success. The how is beyond your conscious understanding. When you detach from the process, you allow infinite possibilities to unfold. You are no longer limited to one specific path or outcome. You become open to receiving wealth in ways you never imagined. The more relaxed and certain you are, the faster abundance flows. So let go. Stop trying to control the details. Assume the feeling of financial freedom. Trust the unseen forces and allow life to surprise you. Money will come, not because you forced it, but because you believed in it before you could see it. Gratitude is the bridge between desire and fulfillment. It is not merely a polite acknowledgement of what you have, it is a powerful force that aligns you with the vibration of abundance. Most people make the mistake of waiting to feel grateful until they see evidence of wealth in their lives. But this is backwards thinking. Gratitude must come first. You must give thanks for the wealth that is already yours in the unseen realm, knowing that by doing so, you draw it into physical reality. When you express genuine gratitude for something, you affirm its presence in your life. You do not say thank you for something you do not believe you have. This is why gratitude is so powerful. It creates the assumption of already receiving. If you desire wealth, but your dominant feeling is frustration, worry, or doubt, you are reinforcing lack. But the moment you shift into gratitude, you signal to your subconscious mind that you are already in possession of abundance. Gratitude shifts your entire state of being. When you wake up in the morning and immediately express thanks for financial freedom, even before you see it with your physical eyes, you set the tone for the day. You no longer move through life as someone who is struggling or lacking. Instead, you carry the energy of someone who is already wealthy. This shift does not go unnoticed by the universe. What you consistently assume and feel must manifest. Begin now. Close your eyes and imagine yourself as a multimillionaire. Picture your ideal lifestyle, the home you live in, the freedom you have, the generosity you can extend to others. As you hold this vision, feel deep gratitude, as if it is already yours. Say to yourself, "Thank you for my financial abundance. Thank you for the endless flow of wealth in my life. Thank you for the opportunities, the prosperity, and the security that I now enjoy." Let this feeling wash over you. You do not need to beg or plead for money to come. You do not need to wish or hope. Instead, you need to know and give thanks, as if it has already arrived. The more consistently you practice this, the more natural it becomes. Soon, gratitude will not feel like an exercise. It will become your dominant state of being. And when gratitude becomes your natural state, abundance has no choice but to appear. Many people misunderstand the power of gratitude because they see it as something to practice occasionally. But gratitude is not a tool you use once in a while. It is a way of life. Wealthy individuals, whether they are consciously aware of it or not, operate from a place of deep appreciation. They do not dwell on what they lack. They focus on what they have and what is continually flowing into their lives. This focus expands their abundance. The universe responds to your dominant feelings and beliefs. If you walk through life feeling grateful for your wealth, even before it is physically seen, you are energetically claiming it. You are saying, "I already have this. It is mine." This certainty moves mountains. The unseen forces of creation align circumstances, people, and opportunities in ways beyond your comprehension. Do not wait for physical proof before you give thanks. That is like a musician waiting to feel joy after the song is played, rather than during the performance. Feel the gratitude now, embody it, let it become the air you breathe, and watch as your world transforms to reflect the abundance you have already accepted as yours. The conversations you have within yourself are the architects of your reality. Whether you are aware of it or not, your inner speech is constantly shaping your world. Every thought, every silent word, and every mental dialogue creates the blueprint for your external circumstances. If you desire financial abundance, you must take control of the way you speak to yourself internally. The mind that habitually entertains thoughts of lack, fear, and struggle will always manifest a life that reflects those beliefs. But the mind that deliberately affirms prosperity, success, and wealth will create a reality to match. Most people live unconsciously, allowing their inner dialogue to run on autopilot. They repeat the same self-defeating thoughts day after day. "I never have enough money. Making money is hard. I am struggling financially. Wealth is for other people, not me." These statements, though silent, act as commands to the subconscious mind. And because the subconscious does not argue or question, it simply obeys, the person who indulges in these thoughts finds their life shaped accordingly. If you desire to be a millionaire, your inner speech must reflect that reality. You cannot affirm wealth outwardly while inwardly doubting its possibility. The subconscious mind responds only to the most consistent and dominant thoughts. If you say, "I am financially free," but in the silence of your mind you constantly worry about bills and expenses, the latter belief will prevail. This is why transformation must happen at the level of inner speech. Begin now by observing your habitual thoughts about money. Pay attention to how you speak to yourself when you think about wealth, opportunities, and success. Do you affirm your financial freedom, or do you reinforce limitation? If you catch yourself dwelling in lack, do not condemn yourself, simply replace the thought. Instead of "I can't afford this," say, "Money flows to me easily and effortlessly." Instead of "I will never be rich," declare, "I am financially abundant and my wealth increases every day." At first, these affirmations may feel unnatural, but as you persist, they will take root in your subconscious and your outer world will begin to reflect them. Inner speech is more powerful than spoken words because it is the voice you hear most often. The world may tell you that wealth is difficult to attain, that success is reserved for the lucky few, but none of that matters if your inner dialogue contradicts it. A person who constantly affirms their prosperity, who walks, talks, and thinks as though wealth is already theirs, will inevitably see it manifest. Do not wait for physical evidence before you change your inner speech. Speak prosperity into existence now. Imagine what your thoughts would be if you were already a millionaire. Would you worry about money? Would you doubt your financial future? No, you would carry an unshakable confidence in your wealth. You would think thoughts of expansion, creativity, and abundance. Adopt that mindset now. Let your inner speech match the reality you wish to create. This is not wishful thinking. It is a fundamental law of consciousness. The mind that persistently affirms success will see success. The mind that habitually speaks lack will experience lack. You are always shaping your financial destiny through the words you whisper to yourself. Choose those words wisely. Replace doubt with certainty, fear with faith, and limitation with abundance. As you do, your subconscious will respond and your world will reorganize itself to reflect the new financial reality you have claimed. The key to manifesting wealth, or anything you desire, is persistence. It is not enough to assume the feeling of financial abundance once or twice. You must live in that state consistently, regardless of what your current reality appears to be. The outside world is nothing more than a reflection of past thoughts and assumptions. If you allow temporary circumstances to shake your belief, you will only prolong the very conditions you wish to change. Instead, you must hold steadfastly to the assumption that you are already wealthy, knowing that reality must eventually conform to your dominant feeling. Many people struggle with this concept because they believe what they see with their physical eyes to be the ultimate truth. If their bank account is empty, if their bills are piling up, they allow these conditions to dictate their inner state. But this is precisely why they remain stuck. The outside world is not cause, it is effect. The true cause of your financial circumstances is within you, in the thoughts and feelings you habitually entertain. If you persist in lack, lack will persist in your reality. If you persist in wealth, wealth must appear. Persistence means that no matter what the world presents to you, you do not waver in your assumption. If you have declared yourself financially free, then walk, talk, and think as if that is already true. When doubts creep in, and they will, you do not indulge them. You do not waver. You reaffirm your inner knowing. I am wealthy. Money flows to me effortlessly. My financial success is inevitable. This unwavering persistence is what reshapes reality. Consider the nature of planting a seed. When you plant the seed of a mighty oak tree, you do not dig it up every day to check if it is growing. You do not worry or doubt whether it will sprout. You simply trust the process, knowing that with time, the seed must break through the soil and manifest as a tree. The same principle applies to your financial abundance. The moment you assume the feeling of wealth, the seed is planted in your subconscious. But if you constantly shift between belief and doubt, if you one day affirm your wealth and the next day worry about lack, you are uprooting the seed before it has time to take root. True persistence requires that you remain loyal to your assumption, even when everything around you suggests otherwise. If you feel resistance, if the world tempts you to revert to old patterns of worry or fear, recognize this as a test. Will you allow external conditions to dictate your state of being, or will you hold firm in your assumption? The choice is always yours. There will be moments when the world presents challenges, when old patterns attempt to reassert themselves. In those moments, remind yourself that persistence is the bridge between imagination and reality. If you refuse to let go of your assumption, reality must shift to align with it. It is not a question of if, it is only a matter of when. Do not seek instant confirmation from the world around you. Your job is not to question how or when your wealth will manifest. Your job is to persist in the feeling of already having it. The more naturally you embody that state, the faster your external world will reflect it. Wealth is not something you chase. It is something you assume, something you become internally first. No matter what your current circumstances may be, hold to the truth that your wealth is already yours. Feel it deeply, persist in it unwaveringly, and know with absolute certainty that reality must eventually align with the assumption you refuse to abandon. Everything you seek already exists within you. Wealth is not something outside of you that you must chase. It is a state of being that you must embody. By assuming the feeling of abundance, living from the end, detaching from the how, expressing gratitude, shaping your inner speech, and persisting no matter what, you align yourself with the reality of financial freedom. The world is simply a mirror, reflecting the thoughts and beliefs you hold most dominantly. When you commit fully to the assumption of wealth, the world has no choice but to conform to it. Do not be discouraged by what your eyes see today. Know that your persistence is creating your tomorrow. Stay faithful to the feeling of being a millionaire, and soon the world will validate what you have always known within. The unseen forces of the universe are already working in your favor, rearranging reality to match your conviction. Trust, believe, and remain steadfast. Your wealth is already yours. Thank you. There comes a moment when the voice within whispers, "This is it. Watch closely. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. You have one day to witness the truth, and that day is now." Look around. Everything you see was once unseen. Every event, every meeting, every moment of your life was first shaped in the unseen world of thought and imagination before it became real. And yet, so many live as though they are mere spectators, waiting for life to reveal itself instead of realizing that they are the ones shaping the revelation. But God has given you one day to watch, one day to open your eyes, to see beyond the veil, to recognize that reality bends to the command of your belief. This day is not ordinary. It is sacred. It is the turning point. Most people sleep through their lives, unaware that they are the dreamers of their world. But if you awaken, truly awaken, you will see that the power has been in you all along. If today were the only day you had to prove that your thoughts create your life, how would you think? If today were your only chance to shift your world, what would you believe? You are not waiting for signs. You are not waiting for permission. The only thing waiting is your life, waiting for you to claim it. Watch how your assumptions dictate your experience. Watch how your inner conversations write the script of your reality. Watch how when you expect miracles, miracles appear. God said you have one day to watch. Will you open your eyes and see? Time is an illusion. We have been conditioned to believe in its rigid structure, past, present, future, moving in a straight line, dictating our actions, shaping our beliefs, and chaining us to a sense of waiting. But if you strip away the illusions, you will see a profound truth. The only moment that exists is now. Everything that has ever happened, everything that will ever happen, unfolds in the present moment. The past is nothing more than a collection of memories, images held in your mind, shaped by perception, filtered through emotions. The future is a vision, an expectation, a thought projected forward. But neither past nor future have power outside of this very instant. And yet, most people live anywhere but here. They dwell in regrets, reliving moments that no longer exist. Or they anxiously anticipate a future, believing it holds the key to their happiness, their success, their transformation. But the future never arrives as a separate entity. It is only ever experienced as now. This is why waiting is the greatest deception. How often do you tell yourself, one day I will have what I want, one day I will be the person I was meant to be? But there is no one day apart from this day. No future moment contains anything that you do not already possess in consciousness. If you wish to see change, you must claim it now. Understand this. What you do in this moment determines everything. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your state of being in this instant are creating the life you will step into. You are never waiting for circumstances to change. Circumstances are waiting for you to change. The moment you shift your perception, the outer world must follow. Look around you. Everything you see, every object, every event, every encounter was first a thought before it took shape. Someone imagined it, believed in it, acted upon it, and brought it into form. There is no separation between the world within and the world without. What you accept as real in your mind will soon manifest before you. So the question is not, when will my life change? The question is, when will I decide that it already has? Some people will say, but my past defines me. I have made mistakes, I have struggled, I have suffered. But the past has no power except the power you give it. It cannot reach into the present and shape you unless you invite it in. Every moment you have the choice to leave behind the weight of what was and step into what is. Others will say, I don't see results yet, so how can I believe in change? But belief does not follow results. Results follow belief. If you wait for proof before you change your mind, you will wait forever. But if you dare to assume your desire is already yours, if you live from the end, if you persist in this new state of being, then the outer world must conform. This is not theory, it is law. The universe does not respond to wishes, complaints, or doubts. It responds to conviction. It reflects back to you the state of consciousness you occupy. Hold within you the feeling of already having, and soon you will. There is a reason urgency exists in spiritual awakening. Not because time is running out, but because there is no time to waste in illusion. If you understood the power you hold, you would never delay another moment. Your opportunity is not in the future. It is not coming. It is here. Right now, in this breath, in this thought, in this choice, you are shaping your destiny. Decide now, believe now, step into your new life now, because there is no other time, there is only now. Your world is not happening to you, it is happening through you. Every moment, whether you realize it or not, you are shaping your reality. The thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you accept, and the emotions you allow to dominate your mind are the unseen forces constructing the life you experience. You are never at the mercy of circumstances, you are the creator of them. Look at your life. Everything that surrounds you is a reflection of what you have been dwelling on internally. The relationships you have, the opportunities that come or seem to slip away, even the struggles you face, all of it originates within. Nothing enters your life uninvited. It is drawn to you by the state of your consciousness. When you focus on lack, you experience lack. When you dwell on fear, you invite situations that validate that fear. But when you center your mind on abundance, on peace, on the unwavering belief that you are already who you wish to be, your world must shift to reflect that truth. It is law. You do not need to control the outside world. That is an impossible task. Instead, control your awareness, and the outside world will mold itself to your internal state. You have been given the gift of free will, not to change others, not to force outcomes, but to direct your attention wisely. What you give energy to, you strengthen. What you withdraw attention from, you dissolve. Most people go through life unaware of this power. They allow their thoughts to drift, reacting to circumstances rather than shaping them. They believe the world is fixed, that events happen by chance, that they must struggle to make things work. But this is only true for those who accept it as true. The moment you wake up to the realization that your awareness is the master key, you stop being a victim of life and become its architect. If you wish to see change, begin with yourself. Observe what you habitually focus on. Do you replay old failures? Do you anticipate problems before they arise? Do you speak of what is missing rather than what is present? If so, you are reinforcing the very conditions you wish to escape. Instead, shift. Decide now to place your attention only on what you wish to experience. Think and feel as if your desires are already fulfilled. Walk in the awareness of having rather than wanting. It is not enough to merely wish. You must assume. The moment you assume, the unseen forces begin arranging themselves to match your new state of being. Doubt will whisper that it is not that simple, but doubt is just another belief, another focus of awareness. You do not need to fight it, only replace it. Just as darkness disappears in the presence of light, limiting beliefs dissolve when met with unwavering faith. Test this truth. Begin today. Choose one desire and shift your awareness to the fulfillment of it. Do not wait for evidence. Assume it is already yours. Walk as if you are already the person who has what you seek. Speak as if it is done. Feel the reality of it and watch as the world rearranges itself to mirror your inner state. You are never powerless. You are never stuck. You are simply living the result of your focus. Change your awareness and you change your life. You have spent too much time waiting for confirmation, waiting for direction, waiting for the universe to give you a sign that you are on the right path. But what if you are the sign? What if the answer has been within you all along, quietly waiting for you to recognize it? The universe does not dictate your life. It does not send cryptic messages that you must decipher. It does not withhold guidance, waiting for you to prove yourself worthy. The truth is simpler, more powerful. The universe responds to you. It mirrors back your state of being, your assumptions, your beliefs. You are not waiting for life to show you the way. Life is waiting for you to decide. When you look for a sign, what you are really seeking is permission. You are hoping for external proof before you commit to an internal truth. But faith does not work that way. Faith is the ability to step forward without evidence, to move as if what you desire is already unfolding. Those who wait for signs will always wait, because they are placing their power outside themselves. Those who become the sign, who act with conviction, who trust the wisdom within, are the ones who shape their reality. You must understand that everything you need to know is already within you. The answers are not hidden in the stars, in symbols, or in messages from the outside world. They are embedded in your intuition, in your desires, in the quiet knowing that whispers to you when you silence the noise of doubt. The very fact that you long for something, that you feel a deep pull toward a certain path, is the only confirmation you need. That desire was placed within you for a reason. It is not random. It is not meaningless. It is the seed of a reality that already exists, waiting for you to claim it. Most people hesitate. They look outside themselves for reassurance. They fear making the wrong choice, fear stepping forward without certainty. But the only mistake is in hesitation. The only failure is in refusing to trust yourself. The universe does not test you, it reflects you. If you are uncertain, life will appear uncertain. If you doubt yourself, opportunities will seem unclear. But the moment you decide, the moment you walk boldly in the direction of your desires, the path unfolds before you. You were never meant to live in uncertainty, constantly questioning if you are on the right track. The right track is the one you choose with conviction. The universe does not bless hesitation. It blesses those who move with faith, not because they waited for proof, but because they understood that they are the proof. Think of all the moments you spent searching for reassurance, asking for signs, waiting for life to confirm what you already knew in your heart. What if instead you simply decided? What if instead of questioning you declared, I am the sign, my decision is enough? Imagine the power of living this way, no longer looking for answers outside yourself, no longer needing permission, no longer waiting for a future moment to validate your dreams. Instead, realizing that the moment you decide, the moment you fully commit, the universe shifts in your favor. This is the secret that those who succeed already understand. They do not wait to feel ready. They do not wait for signs. They become the sign. They act as if their dreams are already unfolding, and by doing so, they bring them into existence. You do not need another confirmation. You do not need another signal. You are the signal. The way forward is not hidden. It is within you, waiting for you to step into it. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Decide now, move now, trust now, because the moment you do, life will rise to meet you. Everything you see around you, every structure, every creation, every moment you experience, was once unseen. Before it took form, it existed only in thought, in imagination, in the quiet realm of possibility. Yet, through belief, the unseen became seen. What was once an idea became reality, not by accident, but by certainty. Belief is the bridge between worlds. It is the force that takes something invisible, an idea, a dream, a vision, and brings it into the physical realm. Without belief, nothing moves, nothing changes. It is not action alone that shapes reality, but the conviction behind the action. Many people work hard yet see little progress. They take step after step yet find themselves circling the same place. Why? Because their actions are not supported by unwavering faith. It is not enough to wish for something. Wishing implies doubt. It suggests that what you seek is separate from you, outside of your reach. But belief does not hope, it knows. Belief does not ask if something is possible, it assumes it already is. The moment you accept something as true, your world begins rearranging itself to reflect that truth. Look at your own life. Everything you currently experience is a result of what you have accepted as reality. If you believe you are limited, you will see limitations everywhere. If you believe success is difficult, life will prove you right. But if you shift that belief, if you choose to see yourself as limitless, as already possessing all that you desire, then life must respond in kind. It is not a matter of if, but when. Some may ask, but how can I believe in something I cannot see? And yet you already do. Every time you sit in a chair, you believe it will hold your weight before testing it. Every time you flip a switch, you trust that light will appear. Your entire existence is built on faith in unseen forces. So why, when it comes to your dreams, do you hesitate? Why demand proof before you believe, when belief is the very thing that creates proof? Doubt is the only thing that slows the process. When you waver between belief and disbelief, you create resistance. Imagine crossing a bridge but stopping halfway, questioning whether it will hold you. The more you hesitate, the longer you delay reaching the other side. But those who walk with confidence, who move forward knowing the bridge is solid, reach their destination effortlessly. Faith is not blind. It is the highest form of vision. It is the ability to see what is not yet visible, to claim what has not yet appeared, knowing that the moment you do, it must take form. This is not philosophy, it is law. The outer world is always a reflection of inner certainty. Test this for yourself. Take something you desire, something you have been waiting for, and assume it is already yours. Do not wish for it, do not hope. Simply accept it as fact. Walk as if it is done. Speak as if you already have it. Feel the reality of it now. And then watch. Watch as doors open where there were none. Watch as opportunities arise without effort. Watch as the unseen becomes seen, not because you struggled for it, but because you believed. The moment you stop looking for signs and start acting as if your desire is already fulfilled, you have crossed the bridge. You no longer wait for proof, because you are the proof. Your belief has already set the unseen into motion. You were never meant to live in uncertainty, questioning when or how things will happen. You were meant to declare, to know, to trust. The world you seek is already here. It is only waiting for you to claim it. And the only thing standing between where you are and where you wish to be is one thing: belief. Change is not bound by time. The idea that transformation requires years of effort, struggle, and waiting is an illusion. The truth is, everything can shift in a single day, in a single moment. The moment you decide with absolute conviction that your reality must change. Most people believe change is a slow process. They wait for the right conditions, for external validation, for gradual progress to reassure them that things are moving. But the ones who truly transform their lives do not wait. They do not ask if things will change. They assume they already have. They step into a new version of themselves immediately, without hesitation, and because they do, their world reshapes itself to match that decision. Consider this. What if today were the day everything shifted? What if instead of thinking of change as something distant, you treated it as something already done? In an instant, you could walk away from old limitations, from doubts, from the patterns that have kept you stuck. Not by force, not by struggle, but by decision, a deep, unwavering choice to be different. You do not need time, you need conviction. Time only appears necessary when belief is weak. When you believe something takes years, it will. When you believe it takes a lifetime, it will. But when you believe that a single day is enough, life responds in kind. The speed of your transformation is determined only by how quickly you assume it is done. Think of those who have made drastic changes, those who have gone from struggle to success, from doubt to certainty, from fear to power. They did not wait for proof before they changed. They decided. They claimed a new reality and stepped into it fully. They woke up one morning and became the person they were meant to be. Not over time, but in that moment. And from that moment forward, life conformed to their new state of being. This is not about pretending. It is not about forcing yourself to believe something you do not feel. It is about knowing. It is about realizing that transformation is never about external circumstances. It is about internal certainty. The moment you declare something as true and refuse to waver, it must become true. This is law. You might wonder, but can it really happen in just one day? Yes, because change is not gradual, it is immediate. What appears as a slow transition is only the mind catching up to a decision that was already made. A person does not quit a bad habit slowly. They quit the moment they decide they are done. A person does not gain confidence over years. They gain it the second they stop seeking approval. A person does not step into their purpose through delay. They step into it when they finally own who they are. The only thing between you and your transformation is hesitation. The moment you remove doubt, the moment you stop waiting for the perfect time and realize this is the perfect time, you will feel the shift. You will know something has changed because you are no longer who you were just moments before. And when you change, the world around you follows. So let this be the day, let this be the moment you decide that your new life begins now, not tomorrow, not when conditions improve, but right now. The only thing required is your certainty. The second you claim it, it is already done. The voice of God is not something distant, separate, or external. It does not come from the sky, nor does it arrive with thunderous commands. It is not hidden in signs, waiting to be deciphered. The divine speaks from within you, from the depths of your own being, and it has been speaking all along. Many search for God in the world outside. They look for messages in the stars, in events, in the words of others. They wait for confirmation, for a voice to call out from beyond, for a sign that their prayers have been heard. But they do not realize that God is already answering, not with words written in the sky, but with the quiet knowing that arises within. The reason people struggle to hear this voice is not that it is silent, but that they are too distracted by the noise of the world. They expect guidance to come in a way that is grand, undeniable, impossible to ignore. But the truth is, God's voice is subtle. It does not beg for attention. It does not argue or force itself upon you. It is a whisper in the silence, a feeling that pulls you in a certain direction, an inner certainty that defies logic. When you silence the doubts, the fears, the endless questioning, you will hear it clearly. It is the part of you that knows the answer before the mind has time to debate. It is the deep peace you feel when you are aligned with the truth. It is the unwavering confidence that comes when you trust rather than seek reassurance. There is no separation between you and the divine. The mistake people make is believing that God is something outside of them, something to be found, something to reach for. But you do not need to reach, you need to remember. The very breath within you is proof of the divine presence. The thoughts that arise unbidden, the wisdom that speaks when you least expect it, the intuition that guides you in ways you cannot explain, all of it is God speaking through you. When you ask for guidance, do not look outward. Do not wait for a miracle to prove that you are being led. Turn inward. The answer is already there. The moment you stop searching, stop doubting, stop believing that you are separate from divine wisdom, you will recognize that the voice has always been present. Think of the moments in your life when you just knew something without needing proof, when you felt pulled in a direction that made no sense, yet later revealed itself to be exactly right. That was not coincidence. That was not random. That was God within you, guiding you. The reason it felt so certain, so undeniable, is because truth does not argue. It simply is. Doubt is the only thing that clouds the voice of God. The more you question, the more you allow fear to take the place of faith, the harder it becomes to hear. But when you trust, when you act as though you already know because you do, the path becomes clear. You were never meant to live in confusion, waiting for answers to come from outside sources. You were given the greatest gift, direct connection to the divine. And that connection is never broken, never distant. It speaks in every moment, in every decision, in every quiet revelation that arises when you stop forcing and start listening. So listen now, not with your ears, but with your soul. Pay attention to the thoughts that come when your mind is still. Notice the pull you feel when something is right or wrong, even if you cannot explain why. That is the voice you have been seeking. That is God, not separate from you, but within you. And when you trust it, when you follow it without hesitation, you will never need to search again. Everything you seek, every answer, every sign, every transformation is already within you. Time is an illusion, and the only moment that truly exists is now. Your awareness shapes your reality, and what you focus on becomes your world. You are not waiting for a sign, you are the sign. The divine does not whisper from the heavens, it speaks from the depths of your soul. Your belief is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, and when you accept something as true, it must unfold. One day, one moment, is enough to change everything. You do not need years of waiting, struggling, or hoping. You only need conviction, a deep and unwavering certainty that what you desire is already yours. The universe does not operate on delay. It responds instantly to your assumption. The moment you claim your new reality, it begins to take form. So let this be your moment. Let this be the day you stop seeking outside of yourself and recognize the infinite power within. Decide now that your life is already shifting, that what you desire is already done, and walk forward as if it is so, because when you believe it, it is. Thank you. There is a law, an unseen force that orchestrates life with perfect precision. Everything you seek, everything you long for is not lost, it is not delayed. It is already moving toward you even now, in ways beyond what the senses can perceive. But to receive, you must first become the person who has it. Act as if everything is unfolding in divine order. Walk through your days with the quiet confidence of one who knows. Who knows that nothing is missing, that nothing is out of place. Do not beg, do not chase, do not plead. Simply assume that all is well. That assumption alone shapes the invisible into the visible. You may wonder, but where is it? Why hasn't it arrived yet? The impatient mind asks this because it does not understand that time is an illusion. Your desires are already a reality, waiting for you to align with them. The moment you surrender the urge to force things, you allow the unseen to become seen. Consider the seed planted in the earth. The gardener does not dig it up every day, demanding proof that it is growing. He trusts, he waters, he waits, and then at the appointed hour, life bursts forth. So it is with you. Your desires are already planted in the soil of reality, and they will sprout when the time is right. If you feel lost, if you feel behind, understand this. Nothing is missing from your life. What belongs to you cannot be taken, and what is meant for you will find its way effortlessly. Your only task is to become the version of yourself who already has it. Think, feel, and walk as if it is already yours. Because it is, there is no need to struggle, no need to strive. The moment you trust, the moment you rest in the knowing, you will see everything has been coming to you all along. Imagine for a moment that you are already the person who has everything you desire. The wealth, the love, the health, the peace of mind, it is all yours. You do not chase it, you do not question it. You do not wonder when it will arrive. You simply know. You walk through life with the quiet certainty of one who has already received. This is the essence of assumption. It is not mere wishing or hoping. It is a profound knowing that what you desire is already yours. Your world, the external reality you experience, is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. Whatever you assume to be true about yourself, about life, and about your circumstances is precisely what manifests before you. You are never at the mercy of chance or fate. Instead, your assumptions create the lens through which you perceive the world, and in turn, the world reshapes itself to match that perception. When you assume something to be true, you do not question it. If you wake up in the morning and assume it is a bright, beautiful day, you step outside with an openness that allows you to notice the warmth of the sun, the freshness of the air, the vibrancy of life. But if you assume it will be a difficult day, your mind filters reality to prove you right. You notice every inconvenience, every delay, every reason to feel frustrated. The external world has not changed, only your assumption has. Consider what happens when you apply this principle to something greater, your desires. If you assume wealth is difficult to attain, you will unconsciously make decisions, take actions, and interpret events in ways that reinforce struggle. If you assume love is scarce, you will find reasons to confirm this belief, noticing rejection over affection, loneliness over companionship. But if you assume that what you desire is natural, effortless, and already unfolding, your mind begins to guide you toward that reality. You no longer work against yourself, you align. The key to assumption is that it must become your natural state of being. This is not about forcing a belief, but about shifting into a new awareness. A person who assumes success does not need constant reminders that they are successful. They live as though it is already true. They carry themselves with confidence, make decisions from a place of certainty, and attract opportunities without strain. Likewise, someone who assumes love is abundant does not beg or chase. They simply embody the energy of one who is already deeply loved, and the world mirrors this back to them. Doubt is the enemy of assumption. The moment you begin to question how or when your desire will manifest, you weaken your position. Assumption does not rely on proof, it creates proof. The seed planted in the soil does not demand immediate evidence of growth. It rests in the knowledge that in due time the roots will take hold, the sprout will break through, and the unseen will become seen. Your desires function the same way. Assume their fulfillment and let time work on your behalf. One of the greatest misunderstandings people have is that they must first see evidence before they can believe. But this is the reverse of how reality operates. You must first believe, first assume, and only then will the evidence appear. Everything begins in the unseen. The chair you sit on was once only an idea in someone's mind. The home you live in, the technology you use, the relationships you cherish, all of it first existed in thought, before becoming tangible. Assumption is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. If you wish to transform your life, begin here. Assume you are already the person you desire to be. Speak as they would speak. Walk as they would walk. Feel as they would feel. Do not wait for the world to change before you shift internally. Change first and the world will follow. It has no choice. We have been conditioned to believe that time is a rigid force, something that moves forward in a straight line, dictating when and how things unfold. But what if time is not what we have been taught? What if everything you seek already exists, not in some distant future, but in a reality just beyond your current perception? What if the only thing separating you from what you desire is your own belief in time as a barrier? Time is an illusion, a construct of the human mind. It is a tool we use to organize our experiences, but it is not an ultimate truth. In reality, past, present, and future all exist simultaneously. The only reason you experience life in a linear fashion is because your mind has been trained to perceive it that way. But when you begin to shift your awareness, when you align yourself with the understanding that what you seek is already here, you unlock the ability to bring the unseen into the seen. Everything you desire is already complete. The success, the love, the health, the wealth. It is not something you are waiting for, it is something that already is. The reason you have not yet experienced it is because you have not yet aligned with it. You have been conditioned to believe that it must take time, that you must work, struggle, and wait. But the truth is, the moment you assume something to be true, the moment you embody the feeling of already having it, reality begins to shift. Think of a radio. The frequency you tune into determines what you hear. If you are tuned into a station of lack, you will continue to experience lack. But if you shift your frequency to abundance, abundance must appear. It is not about waiting for it, it is about tuning into it now. The moment you align your mind with the end result, you place yourself in harmony with that reality, and the illusion of time begins to dissolve. Many people believe that manifestation is about attracting something from the outside world, but that is not true. You are not pulling something toward you, you are shifting yourself into the version of reality where it already exists. You are stepping into the version of yourself who already has what you seek. The unseen takes form the moment you accept it as real, not when time decides you are ready. Consider this. When you dream at night, entire worlds appear instantly. You do not question how long it took for the dream to be created, it simply is. In the same way, the reality you desire already exists in a dimension beyond time. Your only task is to step into it mentally and emotionally. The external world will follow. But what about delays? What about setbacks? These are not signs that your desire is far away. They are simply adjustments, realignments, the shifting of reality to bring you exactly what you need in the perfect way. When you feel impatient, when you feel as if things are not happening fast enough, remind yourself, it is already done. The seed is planted, the manifestation is assured, and the only thing required of you is unwavering faith. Time is not your enemy. It is not something standing in your way. The moment you stop seeing it as an obstacle and begin to understand that your desires already exist, you free yourself from the illusion of waiting. You begin to live in the end, to walk with the confidence of one who already possesses what they once sought. And as you do, the world around you will shift, effortlessly reflecting back to you the truth you have embraced. The greatest paradox of manifestation is this: the more you chase, the more what you desire runs from you. The more you grasp, the more it slips through your fingers. But the moment you release, the moment you surrender your need to control when and how your desire unfolds, everything begins to flow effortlessly toward you. This is the power of detachment. Detachment does not mean giving up on what you want. It does not mean lowering your standards or abandoning your dreams. Instead, it means freeing yourself from the desperate need to make something happen. It is about knowing that what is meant for you cannot miss you, and that the very act of clinging to an outcome often creates resistance. When you detach, you create space for what you desire to arrive in its most perfect form. Imagine holding a handful of sand. If you squeeze your hand tightly, trying to keep as much as possible, the grains slip through your fingers. But if you keep your palm open, the sand remains effortlessly. This is how energy works. When you hold too tightly to an outcome, fearing that it will not happen unless you control it, you create tension. That tension sends a signal of lack, of doubt, of disbelief. And reality mirrors that back to you. But when you trust, when you let go of the need to force things into place, you allow the natural flow of life to bring you exactly what you desire in the most effortless way. Many people unknowingly block their own manifestations because they become obsessed with the timing and the process. They watch the clock, constantly checking to see if anything has changed. They analyze every detail, wondering if they are doing something wrong. But this very obsession keeps their desire at a distance. The energy of grasping says, "I don't have it yet." And as long as you affirm that state of not having, the universe must reflect that truth. Now, consider a different approach. Think of the times in your life when something wonderful happened effortlessly. Perhaps an opportunity fell into your lap, or a relationship developed naturally without effort. These moments happened not because you chased them, but because you were in alignment. You were at peace, unbothered by the when and how, and in that state of detachment, what you wanted had the freedom to come to you. This is why surrender is so powerful. When you release the need to control, you shift into a state of trust. You stop micromanaging the universe, and instead, you allow things to unfold in divine order. You recognize that just because you cannot see movement does not mean movement is not happening. The forces arranging your desires are always at work, but they function best when you step out of the way. Detachment is not passive, it is an act of supreme confidence. It says, "I know what I want is already mine, so I no longer feel the need to chase it." It allows you to focus on the present moment, to enjoy life as it is, without being consumed by what is still on its way. And ironically, this very ease, this ability to let go, is what accelerates manifestation. When you plant a seed in the soil, you do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You trust. You water it, you give it sunlight, and you allow nature to do its work. In the same way, once you set an intention, your only job is to trust that it is taking root. The when and how are not your concern. Your concern is simply to stay aligned, to remain in the state of already having, and to know that what is yours will find you at the right time. Let go. Let go of the timelines, the doubts, the fear that it might not happen. What is truly meant for you will never require you to beg, chase, or struggle. It will come when you relax, when you trust, and when you no longer need it to arrive to feel whole. Detachment is the key that unlocks the door to everything you have been seeking. Most people wait for their desires to manifest before they allow themselves to feel happy, confident, or at peace. They believe that once they see proof, once they hold the physical evidence in their hands, they can finally relax and feel fulfilled. But this is a mistake. Reality does not work that way. The world does not bring you what you want and then allow you to feel the emotions of having it. It is the other way around. You must first live in the feeling of fulfillment, and then the world will conform to match that state. Your inner world creates your outer world. Every experience you encounter, every opportunity that comes your way, and every delay you face is a reflection of your internal state. If you constantly affirm lack, waiting for something external to make you happy, you will remain in a state of waiting. But if you assume the feeling of already having, already being, already living your desired reality, the world must shift to mirror that truth. Imagine two people walking through life. One carries the energy of lack, always thinking about what they don't have, feeling frustrated that their desires have not yet arrived, questioning whether it will ever happen. The other carries the energy of fulfillment, moving with confidence, joy, and certainty as if their dreams have already been realized. These two people live in the same world, but their experiences will be vastly different. The one who feels lack will encounter more lack. The one who feels fulfilled will attract more abundance. Why? Because the world is a mirror. It can only reflect what you project from within. Think of an actor preparing for a role. If they were to play the part of a wealthy, successful individual, they would embody that character completely. They would walk, talk, and think like someone who already possesses wealth and success. They would not hesitate or question if the role was real because they have fully assumed the identity. In the same way, you must assume the identity of the person who already has what they desire. The moment you embody the feeling, you become that version of yourself, and the external world must follow. You may wonder, how can I feel fulfilled when my reality shows me otherwise? The answer is simple. Your reality is only a reflection of your past assumptions. What you see today is the result of the thoughts, beliefs, and feelings you held yesterday. If you want tomorrow to be different, you must change what you assume today. Close your eyes and imagine your desire fulfilled. How does it feel? Feel the relief, the joy, the excitement. Feel the certainty that it is already done. Walk through life carrying that energy, knowing that what you desire is not something far away, but something already yours. The moment you accept it as real in your mind, you set the forces of reality in motion. There is no need to look outside yourself for proof. The proof comes after you have claimed the feeling. If you check constantly to see if your manifestation has arrived, you are reaffirming that it is not here yet. But when you live in the end, when you maintain the inner state of fulfillment, regardless of what the external world shows, reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your conviction. This is why those who expect success experience success. Those who expect love attract love. Those who walk in confidence receive opportunities that match their self-belief. It is not luck, it is law. The law that states that whatever you dominantly feel and assume must become your reality. So stop waiting, stop looking for signs, stop believing that something must change before you can feel fulfilled. Choose to feel it now. Feel the gratitude, the peace, the excitement of knowing that it is already yours. And as you do, watch as the world bends, reshapes, and delivers exactly what you have claimed within. Many people believe that when they encounter obstacles, it is a sign that their desire is not meant to be. They assume that delays are denials, that setbacks mean they are on the wrong path, but this is a misunderstanding of how reality works. Every obstacle, every seeming delay is not a block. It is a sign that reality is rearranging itself in your favor. What looks like a setback is simply movement. An unseen force shifting everything into perfect alignment to bring you exactly what you need. Imagine you set an intention for something you deeply desire. You hold the vision, you affirm your belief, and then, suddenly, things seem to go wrong. An opportunity closes, a relationship ends, or you face unexpected difficulties. Your first instinct might be to doubt, to wonder if you did something wrong, to feel discouraged. But if you could see the bigger picture, you would realize that this so-called obstacle is actually part of the process. It is the universe clearing the path, removing what no longer serves you, and adjusting the circumstances so that what you truly desire can manifest in the best possible way. Think of a construction site. Before a new building can rise, the old structures must be demolished. The ground must be cleared, the foundation must be laid, and everything must be positioned correctly. If you were to look at the site during this process, it might seem like destruction, like chaos, but in reality it is preparation for something far greater. The same happens in your life. When you encounter difficulties, it is not because your desire is being taken from you, it is because the groundwork is being laid for its arrival. There are countless stories of people who thought they had failed, only to later realize that what seemed like failure was actually redirection. A job loss leads to a better opportunity, a rejection clears the way for something far greater, a delay prevents a mistake that could have taken them off course. The unseen hand of life is always at work, shifting and adjusting, ensuring that everything unfolds at the right time in the right way. The key is to trust the process. When obstacles arise, do not react with fear or frustration. Instead, remind yourself that this is simply movement. It is the shifting of reality, the unseen orchestration of events that are aligning in your favor. Instead of resisting, surrender. Instead of doubting, reaffirm your knowing. Your desire is still on its way. It is simply being arranged in the best possible manner. Consider a river flowing towards the ocean. If a rock appears in its path, the river does not stop. It does not turn back or question its journey. It simply flows around the obstacle, knowing that nothing can truly stop it from reaching its destination. This is how you must approach life. The delays and challenges are not roadblocks. They are redirections, adjustments that ensure you arrive at your destination in the most effortless way. So when things seem to go wrong, do not be disheartened. Look at every obstacle as a sign that things are moving. Know that behind the scenes, reality is rearranging itself in ways you cannot yet see. Your only task is to remain in the state of fulfillment, to continue walking with the confidence that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Let go of the need to control every step. Trust that the unseen forces at work are wiser than your limited perception. What seems like a delay today will soon be revealed as perfect timing. What appears to be a setback will be understood as a necessary step towards something greater. Obstacles are not signs to give up. They are signs that movement is happening. Keep going, keep believing. Your desire is already yours, and nothing can stand in the way of its fulfillment. Most people struggle with patience because they secretly doubt that what they desire is truly on its way. They watch the clock, checking and waiting, wondering if they are doing something wrong. They feel restless, looking for signs, searching for proof. But this impatience is a sign of mistrust. When you fully trust that everything arrives at its perfect time, impatience dissolves. You no longer need to chase, force, or control. Instead, you become a magnet for the very things you once pursued. Trust is the foundation of manifestation. The moment you declare a desire, reality begins to shift in unseen ways to bring it to you. But just like planting a seed in the ground, you must allow time for it to grow. No farmer plants a seed and then digs it up every day to check if it has sprouted. They trust the process. They water it. They give it sunlight. And they wait with the knowing that in due time, the seed will break through the soil and become a full-grown plant. The same is true for your desires. The moment you assume something is yours, reality begins moving to bring it into form. But if you constantly look around, searching for signs, questioning if it's happening, or feeling anxious about when it will arrive, you are disrupting the process. Impatience sends a message that you do not truly believe. It tells reality that you are unsure, that you are still doubting, and so it mirrors that uncertainty back to you. Patience is not about waiting idly. It is about knowing so deeply that you no longer feel the need to question. It is a quiet confidence, an inner calm that says, I already have it. I am simply allowing it to unfold. This state of trust is what makes you magnetic. When you relax into certainty, when you live as though your desire is already done, life moves effortlessly to confirm your assumption. Think of the things that have effortlessly come into your life. They often arrived when you were not grasping, not chasing, not forcing. When you are desperate for something, you create resistance. You push it further away because desperation is the energy of lack. But when you shift into trust, when you let go of the need to control the process, you make space for what you desire to flow to you naturally. Imagine two people trying to attract a relationship. One is impatient, constantly wondering why love has not arrived. They check their phone obsessively, overanalyze every interaction, and feel anxious about the timing. The other person, however, trusts. They live in the feeling of already being loved, enjoying life as if their ideal relationship is already a reality. They are patient, knowing that the right person will come at the perfect time. Which of these two is more magnetic? The one who is relaxed, certain, and aligned. The one who trusts instead of chases. The same principle applies to all things: money, success, opportunities. The moment you stop grasping, stop anxiously watching the clock, you free yourself. And in that freedom, what you once chased begins to chase you. Patience is not just about time, it is about belief. When you truly know that what you desire is already yours, there is no urgency. You do not need to rush, force, or prove anything. You walk with quiet certainty, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. So stop looking at the clock. Stop questioning when it will happen. Stop searching for proof. Instead, embody the energy of someone who already has it. Trust that the unseen forces of reality are working in your favor. Rest in the knowing that the perfect time is already set. And when that moment arrives, it will unfold effortlessly. Patience is not passive, it is powerful. It is the ultimate trust in the flow of life. And when you master it, you will no longer chase, you will attract. Everything you desire is already unfolding in perfect harmony. Time is not your enemy, it is simply the stage upon which reality arranges itself according to your assumptions. When you release the need to control, when you detach from impatience and live in the feeling of already having what you seek, the world must conform to your inner state. Obstacles are not barriers, they are signs that reality is shifting, making way for your desires in the best possible way. Trust is the key. Patience is the ultimate demonstration of faith. The moment you stop chasing and start knowing, what was once distant begins to move toward you effortlessly. Life is not something to struggle against, it is something to flow with. Everything comes to you at the right time, not a second too soon or too late. So let go of doubt. Walk with certainty. Live as though it is already done, because in truth it is. Thank you.